Hey guys, it's D-Rodders here, and today I'm going to talk to you about the patch notes that were just released by DICE today. Now obviously the patch hasn't yet been released, and DICE haven't given us a date as to when it will be released, but they've told us what's in it, which is nice. So this is a huge list, and I advise you to go have a look at it, because there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to cover all of it. And in fact, I'm not even going to be covering all the helicopter changes, so have a look at that. So I'm just going to take you through my favourite changes that they're going to be making. So first of all, laser guided missiles are now going to be distracted by flares. Now this is fantastic for new pilots, as it means that it's a level playing field against people who have had the game for absolutely ages and have unlocked a soft lam and a javelin combo and are using them. So you can now flare them like you would with a stinger. And on the subject of stingers, the IGLA and the stingers are now going to be able to lock on much quicker and will disable an attack aircraft in one hit. But, and this is important, they'll have significantly reduced range. So at the moment, stingers can lock onto you pretty much anywhere in the map, especially on the map size of Caspian border. But they don't do much damage. So now they're increasing the damage, so you'll be disabled if you get hit by them. But they've reduced the range by a hell of a lot, so you can essentially run away out of their range if you need to. And on this note, AA missiles should no longer kill the pilot or the gunner instead of the vehicle. It's happened to me and my gunner so many times where one of us has just been killed, but the chopper is still flying, usually with quite a lot of health left. So they've stopped that, which is fantastic. So that will no longer happen. Another thing they've done is, and I'm a huge fan of this, they've increased the speed in which the helicopter AA missiles will lock onto other helicopters and jets. I know helicopter battles at the moment are really tedious when you're just using missiles, because to lock on takes about 10 seconds. So they'll be reducing that so the game will go a lot quicker. And another thing they've changed is the guided rockets will now only track ground targets. So I know I do, and quite a few other pilots use a laser designator and guided missile combo for the scout chopper. You won't be able to do this anymore, as guided rockets will now only be tracking the ground targets rather than air targets. So this strategy will have gone out the window, and it should be quite interesting to see what people do to adapt, whether they go back to heat seekers or whether they keep the guided missile on to deal with tanks and rely more on the miniguns. So that'll be quite interesting to see which way people go. And this is another good thing, helicopter guns will now be able to suppress people on the ground correctly. So if you're just plastering an area with rockets, you'll be suppressing the people in that area, and the rockets themselves will actually have greater accuracy, which is fantastic, because at the moment they're so wild. You shoot them in an area, they go everywhere. They'll be hopefully better after this patch. And this is probably my favourite bit of the patch. The Havoc helicopter will receive upgrades to its climbing and yawing abilities. Now what I'm hoping is this means that the helicopter will be more agile, hopefully along the same lines as the Viper. So at the moment the Russians have a huge disadvantage because the Havoc is pretty much crap compared to the Viper's manoeuvrability. So hopefully this means that they'll be as manoeuvrable and it'll be more of a fair fight. And the last thing, below radar will now also prevent the lock-on for stingers and IGLA missiles. This is fantastic for me, as my playing style's flying low anyway, so I won't be able to get locked on, which is fantastic! Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and I really encourage you to go check out those patch notes, because they're so important. Go have a look at them, and hopefully we'll hear from DICE soon when the patch is. Okay guys, see you later.